Well, I have the honor now of inviting up and introducing someone who's become a dear friend, Noreen Potempa, who is a caregiver extraordinaire, a volunteer with the Chordoma Foundation, and a really tremendous advocate for this community, but also is rallying the Chordoma community in the greater Chicago area. And so we're going to invite Noreen up to share some closing remarks.
Six years ago today, my husband Mick had surgery, and I heard the word Chordoma for the first time. My world stopped. I couldn't breathe. I was paralyzed with fear. What made my world spin again and enabled me to move past the fear and find joy in life again? The answer: Josh Sommer and the Chordoma Foundation. I'd like to share our journey with you in the hope that together we cannot just dream of a cure, but we can make it happen. You might be wondering how we even found Josh and the Chordoma Foundation. This was 2013, and the Chordoma Foundation was still in its early stages. I really did not know where to turn to talk to people who knew about what Mick was facing. Early on, my son-in-law sent me a link to a Chordoma survivor site on Facebook. It was a private site where Chordoma patients and their families share support and information. I was inspired by the different stories of Chordoma warriors, which gave me the strength to move forward one step at a time. As a teacher, I always feel the need to educate myself first. My research led me to the Chordoma Foundation, which provided me with information on protocols, Chordoma specialists, and treatments for Mick, enabling me to move from fear to action. Mick had 2 subsequent surgeries, and when his neurosurgeon told me that we would have decades together, he gave Mick the greatest gift: his future. How do you thank someone for giving you hope? A chance to see a new grandson born 4 weeks after those surgeries. I knew in Mick's hospital room that we had to work to give others hope who are facing the challenges Chordoma presents. Give others their future. We especially wanted to fight for the children who were diagnosed with Chordoma. I had read stories of the children battling this disease and thought of my own grandchildren. I knew we needed to pay this forward to help affected children. As the sun shone through the window of Mick's hospital room, we were both changed as we reflected on the meaning of our lives, our love, our family, and now our future. To start, we began planning our first 1 in a million event, both to raise awareness for the disease and whatever money we could. I had never planned a fundraiser, and I'm here to tell everyone here today, if we can do it, you can do it. If you have planned a birthday party, a wedding, or a family gathering, you can plan a fundraiser. We all have family and friends that love us and want to help, especially those touched by Mick's perseverance. We reached out to all of our friends and family. We were overwhelmed with all the support and willingness from so many people. They learned of Mick's journey and with this disease and our determination to raise awareness and money to help find a cure. It was the power of Mick's personal story, his strength and courage, that connected people to our event and us. We were never alone, as everyone at the Chordoma Foundation was there to encourage us, help us with facilitating online resources, and being our strongest cheerleaders. The night of our first fundraiser was an extraordinary event for us. As I looked around the room and saw 50 to 60 people who were there for Mick, it filled me with strength, love, and a commitment to continue our work. All of our guests expressed how impressed they were with Josh and the work of the Chordoma Foundation. They understood our passion and wanted to join our team. Our team of 2 was growing and getting stronger by the minute. We've had 3 fundraisers and we're planning a 4th in 2018 when we had an unexpected detour. Mick had progressed to annual MRIs when his neurosurgeon noticed a small change. Our hearts stopped, but armed with all the knowledge we had learned over the years, we took a deep breath and jumped back into battle mode. My first call was to Shannon, our wonderful Director of Patient Services. Shannon provided me with the protocols and best practices for recurrent chordomas and questions to ask our neurosurgeon. 5 years later, I was definitely not alone. The support of Josh and Shannon walked me through the current research and empowered me to discuss Mick's upcoming surgery with his surgeon, making sure that important steps were taken to ensure tissue samples would be saved for the future if necessary. One of the hardest parts of this journey was the feeling of helplessness. But 5 years later, I was not alone. I knew what had to be done, and I felt the support of Josh and Shannon hold me up during those difficult days. Mick's surgery was successful, and we're planning our 4th 1 in a million event on September 15th. Although I cannot say that I am grateful for what we have been through, I can say I am grateful for how this experience has changed me. It helped me discover a new purpose. I retired from teaching 5 years ago and wondered what road I would travel. As I reflect on these past 6 years, what I know is I have discovered significant meaning in my life. During the most challenging time of my life, the virtue of my life became as clear as ever. Mick and I will be celebrating 46 years together in a few weeks, and the days we spend together with our family and 6 precious grandchildren are treasured moments. It has been our joy to raise money for research to help the Chordoma Foundation find better treatments and ultimately a cure. We started out small and worked to continue to grow our event. To date, we have raised over $141,000 and are determined to make our upcoming event another success. Some of the guests here today have become part of our team, attending our events, and we hold them close to our heart. At the conclusion of each of our 1 in a million events, my spirit is filled with gratitude to all those who walked this journey with us. The Chordoma journey has made Mick and I better people who are committed to helping others who are battling this horrible disease and supporting Josh and the Chordoma Foundation by helping them extend their reach. We invite you to join us, build your team, and know that we will walk with you, one step at a time, to help find a cure. In the words of Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. You are all unique. You are 1 in a million. And together, we will find a cure and give the gift of a future to all those courageous people diagnosed with chordoma. Thank you.
Wow, what a way to cap the day. Noreen, thank you so much. That was very, very kind of you. I didn't know you were going to mention the Margaret Mead quote. I mean, it's funny that you did because I don't know if you remember seeing earlier in my slides the kitchen table that we were sitting around. That was Heather's kitchen table. And at one of our very first meetings with Heather, maybe it was one of our first board meetings, Heather shared that quote. I hadn't heard it before, but it stuck with me, and it's definitely something that I've taken to heart, and I think it's absolutely true. And this is a small community, as I mentioned before. This is not like breast cancer or some of the larger communities, but what that means is that we are small, but we have the potential to be mighty, and I think we have seen that we are mighty when we come together. And the thing that being a small community means is that really everyone has the ability to make an outsized impact. You know, every single person doing a fundraiser, every single person serving as a peer guide, every single person donating tissue, it's not as though you're one of hundreds of thousands of people. Every single person doing that in this community makes a really big difference and moves the needle. And so to all of you who have contributed in so many ways, thank you. So much of what you heard today is because of this community and so many of you. It is just so encouraging to me to see where we have come together and where we have the potential to go. So I want to invite everyone, if you are inspired in some way to get involved, to pay it forward, to participate in some way, we welcome that. That's our job, is to welcome the contributions of this community in every single way. And so whether it be doing a fundraiser, please, if you're interested, please talk to Noreen. She is just an absolute wealth of information and can guide you on that. Also, Bree McCormley, our development director, would be delighted to hear from you or talk to me. If you're interested in getting involved in our patient services or serving as a peer guide, please talk with Shannon or Chase. And if anyone is interested in contributing tumor tissue or participating in research in any way, please find Joan during the reception or just email us and we can make that happen. So in closing, I want to thank all of you for coming. It's really been an exciting day. I do want to make some announcements. I hope that we'll have the opportunity to see many of you again, and I'm really happy to say that the next community conference is planned for the summer of next year, summer of 2020, in Boston, July 17th and 18th. So please join us there. But in the meantime, we hope to hear from you, so get in touch, find us online, join Chordoma Connections, participate in Facebook. But most importantly, if there's anything we can do to help, please just contact us, because that's what we're here for. Well, that's the extent of my concluding slides, but a few other very important things. I just want to reiterate our thanks to the staff who really worked tirelessly to make this happen, the entire Chordoma Foundation team, but in particular Shannon and Chase. Hats off. Another great event. I want to call out and recognize two Chordoma Foundation board members who are with us. If I could ask Stephen and Ed to stand up and out yourselves. Thank you both for being here. And finally, last but not least, to the entire Northwestern team, to all the faculty who presented today, and in particular to Dr. Wolinksy for being our partner in this. This is really tremendous. Dr. Wolinksy, can I turn it over to you for anything else, closing remarks?
Well, we've been here in this room for a long time, so I don't want to take up more time before we go to this reception. But thank everybody for coming, and it's always a rewarding experience talking to Chordoma patients. And I'm going to just share one of my simple kind of perspectives on patients and what I've seen in life. So when I was a medical student on the neurology service, and we were evaluating people for ALS, I would know a patient who had ALS just because these people had this incredible personality that they were always positive no matter how horrible a situation might have looked. What I've also noticed with Chordoma patients, they are the most knowledgeable patients that ever come to your office. Like, they know everything and they've met everybody. And it's amazing because they keep you on your toes about having to know things yourself about what's going on. And I think it's not unique amongst certain patients, it's across all Chordoma patients. I don't know what it is, there's something different about them, but I think it's great. And I think you should keep that up as far as that knowledge seeking and working with the Chordoma Foundation of pushing the limits of what we can know. And thanks again for letting me share this afternoon with you guys.
All right, that's it. So glad you all were here. Please stick around, join us for the reception. We'll have drinks and some snacks for the next little while, and look forward to getting a chance to continue the conversation.